tricky things, man. But you know, you live once. So I've been wanting to build a bike. The 1984, so it is 38 years old. It had been sitting since 2006, right? So that's a long time. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, we are here. Here we are.
Yeah, sweet.
Let's go do this.
There it is. We're going to take it for a little spin. He's just taking it for a little spin to make sure it's all good. Clutch is a bit heavy apparently. That's okay. I don't know how to turn off the indicators.
So pretty.
And the deed is done. Took a while to get the transfer done because the other guy that sold it to me hadn't finished his transfer, but anyway, we eventually got there in the end. Found some interesting stuff. So from 1999 all the way through to 2006, which appears to be the last time there was a warrant. I've looked through all the papers. Same story. That actually came with a book, but it's a really old book. Anyway, what is this transmission thing? Let's have a look. That's a lot of smoke. That's a lot of smoke coming out of the engine. Hopefully that's not a problem. Busy running it up now, getting it nice and warm, and once it's at operating temperature, we'll take out the spark plugs and do a compression test. Hopefully we get reasonable figures. Fingers crossed. Look, that doesn't look too bad to me. It's actually the smallest one. 143. Goodness me, they're almost identical, all of them. And that's showing up in the compression test. Okay, so I had a quick call and a chat to Dean at Bike Maintenance. They're BMW repair specialists, and they've helped me with my GSs, and they've been very good. Dean is a great guy. I asked him about the compressions, 143 on 3 cylinders, 133 on the 4th cylinder, or the 1st cylinder. He said it's okay. You know, it would be ideal to be 160. 143 is fine. 133 on the other one probably needs to be looked at some point. So what are our design choices then? So the traditional rules are nothing above the fuel tank, nothing behind the axle or in front of the front axle at all, so chop everything off over there. And the bulk of the weight needs to be in the middle of the bike, so that little triangle behind the bike has to go. So that's like the before, okay, and then that's the after. The front comes sloping down. Wow, look at those forks, they look good. That is a good summary of what we're going to do, right?
Black with accents of gold stitching.
Yes,
which we saw,
and we can paint the BMW engine gold.
Yeah.
And maybe do the wheels inside of the wheels gold.
Yeah.
Or if we do, first of us was like, oh,
yeah,
I'm like,
but it refines that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Shall we start? Let's go disassemble.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Woohoo! To the front, yeah.
On the header bolts at the front. So
what if we...
You can't wave, you got to like knock it. Let's go pull this outside. Okay. Yay! Well, the first one is not rusted. Okay, and there come the forks. Boom! Ha ha ha! I am not sure how to get that out without breaking it. Okay, so I have these 3 done. They're a lot better than they used to be.
Call it as long as you can find
Diagnostic
again.
port. And
Get off. Nice.
okay, we've got gotten to the day that I've been dreading, which is cleaning. I don't really know how to clean an engine properly for prepping for paint. I've watched enough YouTube videos to know that there's many different ways that may or may not work. So I'm gonna give it a go. Ooh, this I wanted to see because this is a very important component. And it feels smooth. There's no. That's hopefully that's a good sign.
Look at that.
Look at that, and it looks. This looks like recent oil to me. Hey?
It does.
Okay, I think the whole thing's going to fall out now.
Well,
Look at that.
ooh. That is beautiful.
That's very dirty.
Yeah, we'll...
So we're going to take the bell housing off next.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to video me doing it successfully.
Oh, there you go.
First time.
10th time, just saying.
No, first time. It's on video. Pictures or it didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay, so Daryl is celebrating the fact that he took it out when I wasn't around, while I was making him coffee. Just saying. As you recall, the splines were in quite condition, so I did a bit more of an inspection on them. I was quite happy with how they look. There's no damage or anything to them. They look pretty good to me. So I've bought the paste that you need. So when we put them back, I'll be putting the correct paste and the correct molly grease stuff. Oh, I also got my wheels back. Oh my goodness, look at the color. Okay, so first was to clean the swing arm thoroughly again and to tape it up. That was after the first coat of primer, which I did using Duplicolor engine primer. And then I used very high temperature engine paint. There's a couple of coats. That's a bit of a wet coat. I was actually really happy with how it came out. You'll see a bit later. So hopefully it's clean enough. I did a lot of isopropyl alcohol at the end. Anyway, there's after the first coat or two of primer, both the disc and the final drive, both sides. And then the black paint going on, the high temperature paint. And I think that's probably coat 2 or 3, looking very wet still. And then I experimentally have cured the brake disc in the oven because it's going to get very hot, so I thought I would like to pre-cure it. And I really like how it's come out. I think it looks really good. And even zoomed up, it's a very nice matte color, which is exactly what we wanted for everything except the engine casing. I then tackled the transmission housing. So spent quite a lot of time plugging up holes and taping up and covering the inside. There's I think the first or second coat of primer from a couple of different angles, and I was hanging it up so I could get all the way around it. And then there's the high temperature paint from a couple of different sides as well. Put 3 coats of both, 3 coats of primer, 3 coats of top coat with the right spacings, and look how that came out. I'm really happy with how that looks. I think it looks really good. Hopefully it's durable. Hopefully it doesn't chip like hell. We'll have to see. I'm just going to be really, really careful, and hopefully it'll remain looking like that. I've lost the brush.
Okay, it's coming. See, that's how steering works, Stuart.
So I tackled the triple clamp and the bearing at the bottom. Man, that was a dog to get off. I watched the Chris Harris YouTubes and he made it look easy. Jeepers, did I fight with it.
This is sort of what was left after I had chopped and cut and bulldozed the thing. I ended up actually having to go and buy a new Dremel tool and sit and cut finely. Then some things arrived. So the Tenet arrived, yay! And because I bought the Cafe Racer kit, it came all wired and ready to go with the display. So I can't wait to get stuck into that. It does look a bit intimidating.
The oil pump, oil filter. And not a lot of bead left, interestingly enough. Alright, let's go through them one by one. Okay, this is my headlight. These are Koso heated handlebars. I've got them on every single motorbike that I've ever bought that I've put heated handlebars on. These ones are... Oh, I forgot I bought these. I actually forgot I bought handlebars. Why would I buy handlebars when I can get them locally, probably for a third of the price? But these are cool because they have the they're fully integrated. So there we go. This is the brakes, the brake side. Okay. Yeah, finally got the edge. Okay. Got that nice logo even in them. They're beautiful. Okay, so there is the left side. I think it works like that, something like that. I'm 90% sure that they will work to my needs, given that they are extremely generic. So the right-hand side is much easier. It's literally just a on-off switch and the starter. Oh yes, this is the shock absorber. I am looking forward to having a look inside this one. I think it's that way around, yes. Yeah, look at that. Pretty basic, pretty standard clip-ons that go on the forks. The other question I have about the exhaust is, do I paint it or do I leave it? So once it's on, I'll know what I want. Okay, so there's the 4-into-1 collector. I'll go like that. There it is. So now we've got to get it like that. Actually, man, that looks beautiful. That looks lovely. I thought I would just show you quickly all the things that I have bought in order to do this. Okay, so these are all the things that I have got. I bought all of this from a place called Munich Motorcycles somewhere in Australia. It came together, all the things that I think I need. Basically, you've got to replace all the hardware if you remove the clutch. So this is the main rear seal. Arbitrary looking thing, to be honest. It came out just like that. So, what do I know about clutches? But it looks beautiful. And I'm just going to make a mark so that we know which is the top. I just don't understand it. Anyway, the point of this is that it doesn't turn. So I'm just going to put this bracket in, tighten it up, and let's see what happens when I try and turn that big nut. I don't even know if I've got a socket that big. I may not even have a socket, in which case that's the end of the evening. Whew. Okay. There we go. Got it. Whew. It's been leaking. And we're going to fix it. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I've just cleaned it up a little bit. This is actually in really good condition. The spline. There's no wear or deformation. I would say that this is a fairly new spline. There's no ways this has done 100,000 miles. So I'll need to just watch that. Let's just go. There we go. Oh no, it hasn't. It's gone on fine. Okay, we're still good. Okay, so I'm feeling a little chuffed with myself that I got that job done. Didn't go smoothly, and I may have a problem. When I put the main rear seal in, it's supposed to be sort of 0.5 mil proud of the casing, and mine went in 0.5 mil in, so exactly the opposite. So I suspect I'm going to have leaks later, but I'll be darned if I'm going to ruin it by taking it out, waste another 3 weeks waiting for a new one, and then only continue. So it's in. I know how to do it next time if I need to do it again, and let's just get this thing back together. Okay. So we have to push this back in until the boot sort of seats itself and doesn't come off. Doesn't seem like a lot, but okay. You've got to do two different torques. Give it a little bit of a knock. I believe it's got a little clip that keeps it in. That's turning quite easily. Am I in neutral? Must be in neutral. Okay. Boom. Ta-da! I just love looking inside engines. Oh, a little bit of oil. It's time to paint. Okay. Alright, there's another one inside. First time I've ever cleaned brakes with brake cleaner. How's that? Oof. The other side's a bit more complicated because you have to do the exhaust, because I think it clamps onto the exhaust. But I think this will be fine. I must say, they do make brakes pretty bulletproof that the average guy can put them together, which is great. I had a strange problem with this exhaust. It had something stuck inside. Wasn't sure if it was purposeful or why there was something in there, but certainly a bike can't run on 3 out of 4 cylinders very well. So I'm basically putting these back on now. I put pliers down and pulled this out. Check this out. I have no idea what it is. Also, this is a bit long. I think this is too far out. I'll have to have a look at some other examples, but yeah, it seems like it's in the way of the center of the wheel. Could make wheel changes a bit irritating. enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll just go over the entire tank and give it a few hours and see what happens. Okay, so I am off to see Dean. Hello,
Oh.
wave to the camera. I've told him all about you.
Hello, hello. Putting his spring mounts on.
Yes, in his shed, in his
different.
lovely place here in Coates, where Riverhead.
Riverhead.
One thing I'm
Very impressive. Well, that went really well. Came out beautifully. Thank you, Dean, if you're watching. I really appreciate it. You're a rock star, mate. Okay. Done. Up. It doesn't fit easily at the moment, but if it's heated up, it may well just slip down onto the bottom, which is how they suggest you do it. I've found a good way to seat the bearing. Who needs a block of wood when you can just use a hammer? Sized, so it's not exactly how I want it. Tighten it as much as possible. Hold it tight and turn. And effectively I'm tightening this up against that. And then let it roll, hold it, let it roll back. Okay, now it's loose. This hasn't turned. Tighten this a bit more and turn it again. And what I'm actually doing slowly is I'm slowly compressing it and pushing this bearing down onto the bottom triple clamp. Well, it's time to re-oil the forks. Oh, that was quite easy. I thought that would be hard. Ooh, looks a bit dark. Okay. Feels good. Okay, like so. Then, well, this is in the wheel already, so we're inside the wheel. Then the spacer goes on. Then the other bearing goes on. Okay, and the bearing goes on that. The other bearing. Can't hear a thing. Absolute gliding. Look at that. It's a new development. I didn't used to like grease before. I really had no thoughts about grease or feelings, but my feelings have rapidly escalated towards one of attachment. Seems like grease works nicely. And it didn't fit, and I couldn't figure out why. So I sent them a note, and they obviously sent me the wrong one. So they've just sent me a new one, which fits completely different look and feel. Fits lovely.
And you tell me what you want to do.
And then I push it down like that.
Oh.
There we go.
Let me take a photo. I'll try and get better quality.
Well, we put it in a bowl of water and hit the terminals on the 12 volts and just see what it sounds like, and then do the same on this one. And, hoping to get it started in the next few weeks before we are away on holiday. It doesn't look likely, so things may slow down a little bit over the holidays, and then we'll pick up again, but we'll see. We'll push. There we go. Woo. It's actually really difficult to tell what I'm looking at. But I don't think this is a very good idea for my my vacuum cleaner hose. Okay, it's measured all the way to the top. I think I just need to give them a really good clean. I found different nuts that I think will look nicer. Okay. Radiator connected. Okay, so it's buggered. Must be buggered, right? So
No.
what, is it not big enough to pull apart when you put it in?
Well, no, because it just bends.
Just okay, so that looks quite good. You've done a good job there.
I think we're alright.
Okay, let's try and put it back together and see. Okay. Okay.
Nice. Flashy unit gear.
It was. Yes! Yes!
Woo! We have created fire! Oh, look, all the lights and everything.
Woo! Okay, that was a bloody fuse. Just want to see how well they're working. Okay. Ooh, I heard the start of an engine. Yay. I have sulked enough about the fire. So after doing a bit of a clean, it's time to continue. I've had to order a new rail because that rail is obviously damaged and the one injector was leaking, which caused the fire. Look at that. Okay, there we go. So that's daylight running lights. Okay, that is standard. And then I think to put on bright. Cool. Alright, my biggest nervousness is wiring this bike, and that's where we've gotten to. Something flew off. Alright, let's see if anything comes on the display. Woohoo! We have life. Yes, please. Okay, I figured it out. It's actually very cool. The keyless actually works from quite a distance. It's like my Harley. It's a dongle. If I'm not near the bike, I can't start the bike. Ah, it's on. Okay, not my best work. It's a bit messy, but and I had to grind it down a little bit. But it should be fine. Let's go put it on. No, it's quite hard to get on. I haven't cut it too short. It's all come out my new cut mark over there. And this should then just pop on. Fingers crossed, let's see. It all closes up nice and neat. So I've got the tenet inside to have all of this bulk here. So I'm thinking of doing these. Okay, I thought I might just pop the bike back on its center stand. I'm not sure if it's going to be a temporary or a permanent change. Okay, it kind of started, but I think the battery's stuffed, so let me recharge it and try it again. Of course, after I turned it off and I tried one more time, it actually fired to life properly, but not for very long before it died. So I'm assuming this is my mixture. So anyway, kind of like a half success, half win. But I got to hear what the exhaust sounded like for a few seconds, and it sounds good. So it comes with all of these things. So amongst all of these, I should surely have enough to make a clutch for the bike. So the universal cable kit requires a degree of mechanical competence and the ability to solder. We would only recommend a suitably qualified person to undertake this work. It's on the level. Front brakes first. And pull. There we go. Now we'll do the back brakes. There we go. So things that are left before we can actually finish the bike is I've got to put some coolant in and dilute it. I'm not going to put the overflow in just yet. I've got to clean up all the wiring, and obviously indicators, brake light and front lights aren't done yet. I'll just tuck the wires away for our first ride, and it's ready for a ride. Exciting times. We are driving. The next episode we are riding this just around the block. Of course it's pouring with rain, absolutely pouring with rain, and it's taken 2.8 plus 500. It's idling, taking it on its first ride. What could go wrong? Alright, I'm going to leave the garage door open. I'm literally going to go around the block. Okay. It's really happening. Woo, it's aggressive. Yep. Second. Okay. Brakes work. That's great. I can't believe I'm riding my first bike. Third. Feels good. Bubble. After all of the up of yesterday and my first ride, I'm now got to settle down and figure out the things to fix and to adjust. So this cable here So it's not going to come out. Okay. What's it?
55 k's over, mate.
What does that mean?
It's just give me a minute.
You don't normally see this perspective. Normally you see me on the back of a bike, not on the back of a car. Bit bizarre. In fact, my wife thinks I've forgotten how to drive. I take that as a compliment. Right, home and on. This is how it's come out. Now, it needs a 2000 grit sanding and a polish. So you can see there's slight imperfections in the top, in the final clear coat, which is a pity, but they'll come out. And other than that, it really, the color, look at the color. I can't believe how close the color is. That was completely unplanned. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I just wanted to show you how I sorted out my number plate. I do have a rear fairing that sits underneath the battery over there, so that will make me legal, but I've got a new one coming. Okay, big day. It's the day that I'm sending in the Cafe Racer for its warrant. Well, not really its warrant. I'm getting the cables changed, the throttle, clutch, possibly the choke cable done properly. It got its warrant. So that's excellent news. I'm really pleased about that. He did take it for a spin, said everything feels fine, the engine feels fine, the clutch, the gearbox, everything feels fine. He has told me I need to do something about the seat, because the seat geometry is too low and it's very uncomfortable to ride, which I already knew. So he's given me some tips on how to raise the seat by an inch or two and see how that goes, and then I might get a new seat made up. Happy to go home again.